what's the emphasis of these 4 days of preparation to get ready for Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, part of it's execution, working to really start to understand our reads, understand who you're on the floor with and how to get them the ball in positions to be successful, continuing to build on our defensive coverages and execution points, and really, fine-tuning as we add.
You had a lot of rotations and a lot of minutes spread around Saturday in Atlanta. What did you kind of learn about being able to just do a lot of things?
Well, I think first and foremost, we're going to be a deep team. We're very much like the Pacers in that we can play, 10 deep, maybe 11 deep, depending upon the matchups. So we're going to be deep, and we're going to use our bench. We've got to find, as coaches, what the right combinations are, what the right substitution patterns are. I don't feel like we really have a true sense of that yet. But we're going to use our depth. We want to wear teams down so that in the fourth quarter we can take advantage.
Will there be a matter of some of these women having to figure out how to be like a 7, 8, 9 when they're used to being a 3, 4, 5? Maybe the rules are adjusted for quite a few of them?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's something that we talk about every day. I mean, we're sacrificing for our team, right? We're selfless in our pursuit of what we ultimately want to do, which is compete for a championship. And so it's going to be that way. And sometimes it's going to be matchup driven. Sometimes it's just going to be based on who's hot. I am never afraid to go with hot lineups. So if a group is out there and they're rolling, and I'm going to continue to let them roll. Right. So, it'll be a little bit of a work in progress for us. But I can tell you what, I'd rather have depth and the challenges that come with depth than to not.
Sophie obviously sat out today. Do you know any more about her injury or how long she'll be out?
No, I mean, it's going to be a day-to-day thing, just seeing how she recovers. Just a day-to-day. I'll depend on our training staff to tell me what she's capable of doing every day, and we'll see how it goes.
Damiris obviously sat out of Atlanta too. Was she surfing a day-to-day as well?
It's day-to-day as well. I think making sure that we, approach their health and wellness as a priority. They're ready physically and mentally as well. So again, I trust the training staff to tell me what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do, and then we'll go from there.
At a glance, this looks like a loose practice. This group seems very comfortable with each other at this point.
Yeah.
Are you feeling that this third weekend now?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a group that's really connected. Look, we haven't had any adversity yet. We've got to be able to stay connected through that. But we also have a real good group of veterans that can help our young players understand that, yes, this is an intense time of the year because we're about to start the season. But you can't be too tight, right? Like, you got to approach it. Like, the one thing I don't worry about with this team is how they do their work. Right, because they work, they're focused, they're disciplined, they're locked in. I really can honestly say we haven't had a bad practice from that kind of energy and standpoint. And so, they're loose, and I like that about them.
This offense, you're able to put a lot of spacing around someone like Aliyah. How much does that help her, just to have so much room to work with?
I think it's going to help her a lot. Now, finding her spots is a little bit different in our system than what she's been used to. So I think really hunting opportunities when she has them, whether it's mismatches, whether it's after an action that she's involved in. Right now, we want to use AB as a hub. And right now, I think sometimes, when we use the term hub, oftentimes they think passing all the time, and it's not. It's using her to then get into another action. So I want her to be a little bit more selfish in that standpoint, from that standpoint. But I think that's going to come. It's going to come when we get more comfortable in our reads.
What do you like about this group right now? I see a group that's loose, relaxed, kind of finding themselves all at once here as you get into this third week.
Yeah, I think you said it right there, just us finding ourselves. We're taking it possession by possession, continuing to learn, doing a lot of breakdown stuff just to make sure that we're being able to see every single option that we have within the offense. And I think just being able to, once again, take our time, dissect exactly what the defense is giving us, and just be able to capitalize on that.
Steph talked about the depth of this group. There just seems to be so many more options from a passing standpoint, a scoring standpoint, all of that. How has that evolved over these couple of weeks here?
It's just it's been a process. It's taking its day, taking every single time we step on this floor. I think the important thing is just understanding that everyone can score. Thanks, Keith. Everyone can score. Everyone can be put in any position. I think Steph does a great job emphasizing that, letting us feel comfortable no matter what position or where we're at on the floor.
What's the biggest difference you're feeling, this system versus last year?
A lot more movement in the system. I think last year, I was in the block, I was in the dunker, but now I'm at the three, I'm on the wing, I'm moving the ball, passing the ball from the top. So for me, just being able to find my spots in that, but once again, being comfortable in every position that I'm in.
Feel more natural for you?
It does. I think because just naturally, I kind of move around all the time, and so especially for this offense, it's just you fit where you fit.
Coach just talked about wanting to use you as kind of a hub for the offense. I guess you spoke about it a little bit, but how much of an adjustment has that been to be that hub?
Not really too much of an adjustment. I think it's just on where on the floor that adjustment comes from. Like, I feel like last year I was kind of that hub, but it was on the block. But now I'm on the hub. It could be the mid post, it could be the three, it could be the corner. So it varies. And so for me, it's just really understanding where I'm at on the floor and what exactly my next move should be when it comes to that.
And we saw your playmaking, your ability to pass last season. I guess how much is that something you've worked on since you got in the WNBA? And I guess how much pride do you take in that ability?
Yeah, I take pride because I think my teammates do a great job of finding me and passing me the ball. So I just want to be able to do that for them as well, and just make sure that they're in the right positions. But I think it's always great to be a good passer. When you pass the ball and someone else gets to see the ball go through the hoop, I feel like there's no better feeling. And then once again, it opens up the floor. It spaces everything because that attention goes to them, and now you're available.
Is there a little more excitement now the game week is here, now that you can kind of see?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for that it's officially game week. I think it's great to be able to kick the season off now. I felt like preseason was great. We got 3 great games in, and so now it's time for the real thing.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.